passed around.
I'm not saying I want to see it, but I'm saying I didn't hear anybody near my ends or around me say that they saw it.
But the Americans, like, that's the people that are dealing with it. Because remember, we're Canadians, so there's certain things that's gonna happen there that's not gonna be like here over here. So like people over there, they saw it, and a lot of black people, even when I was watching Surviving R.Kelly, they're like, "Yo, we saw the video, but we're just like, yo, that man's giving us ignition."
Honestly, man, yo.
And the remix. No,
That's what I'm saying.
Man, Bill Cosby on his way out of here anyways, man. Leave that old man alone, bro. It's too late.
Well, remember, he got blessed because one of the judges gave him a pardon.
I mean, he's blind in one eye anyways, ain't he?
Yeah, credit scrolling.
You know what I mean?
GG's for him.
He out of here. I don't even know if it's like, it's unfortunate it happened, but it's too late. Y'all should have caught him in the act.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Now, when they're talking, they're just saying that like they felt that they're the ones that fucked up that night by passing out. And then it wasn't until later when they started talking to other people and being like, yo, that happened to you too?
But like,
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then when they start seeing on the news, then that's when they're like, yo, I'm not the only one that this happened to. Like, one of the women was like, her own family members are like, yo, don't say nothing.
but like, what type of rape we talking about? Like, is it like a pudding pop type rape, or like
drink it? She didn't know it. It was one of those.
Or was it like, were they trying to go holler with him, or did they ask for it? Because some of them said they asked for one, or asked for something, and he gave it to them.
Like he would be like, yo, do you want something to drink? They'll be like, yeah, let me get something to drink. And then they'll sip the drink and they'll be like, yo, this tastes kind of weird. But,
I don't know, man.
Then there's other things that were there that said like he offered them a pill, and then they were like, yeah, let me take that, and then they took it. And then there's another thing that said he gave her 2 pills, and then she passed out. But like, as I said, some of them are saying that, yeah, they took the pill, they didn't know what it was. That's on them. But there's some of them that had no idea what they were taking. Like one of the women that she was saying that like he gave her a coffee, and she was just like, when she took a sip of it, she's like, wow, I've been like, she's like, once she sipped it, she's like, yo, I realized I was drugged. And then she's like, she looked at him and said, you motherfucker, and then she passed out.
I don't believe that. I don't know why, but I don't believe that. One sip and you taste that shit?
You can taste shit when it's different, bro.
One sip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you drink it on the regular.
Yeah, especially if you
If
do
you do
it
it on
You
the
don't
regular.
even know how much he put in it.
Yeah.
Coffee's
Oh,
a
how much you put into it?
Because
Okay, that's kinda
and it's
crazy.
hot, so it's gonna dissolve, right? So
I was gonna
think about it.
I was gonna say like Molly water tastes different. Yeah. You taste that shit and you drink it like this shit tastes like bitter. Yeah. You can definitely taste it, especially if you're used to drinking it.
Okay.
I said 2 sugars now.
Yeah. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Some people drink that shit. It's like, yo, this don't even taste like 2 sugars.
Decaf and stuff like that.
Okay.
Regular coffee.
Okay.
So-
Fair enough. You know what? That's a fair point, because I could tell when water is like Dasani or like, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Your taste is a vital like fucking
Yeah.
sense
Fair
to
enough.
have. You know? So like
that palate.
it's a defense mechanism really. So like you know, when you taste something off, it's like, yo, that's it. It's like I remember one time I was doing security and some random stupid ass explosion happened and I went in the fucking
Explosion?
kind of, yeah. I was like so I went inside the dude's place.
Nigga, you ain't gonna skip past the explosion part. The fuck happened? Like, what?
All right, little story time. I was doing security. I got a call. There was a somewhat of a quote unquote explosion on the 5th floor or whatever. I went over there. I got to the floor. I seen the wall kind of protruding out a bit, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Jesus.
Then I went inside the dude's house, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" It was me and some other security guys. And the dude was like, yo, I was trying to change a light. And I was like, yo, I was so confused by just what I was seeing. And in my head, I was like, but the light's on, even though you just said you're trying to change a light. And in the midst of hearing him talking and everything, I was smelling something. And I was just like, yo, like, this is not smoke. It's not
gas?
like steam. It's not dust. It smelled chemically. It smelled like really weird. And I was just like, yo, something's not right, and I just cut after.
Called Whitem?
I didn't call him Whitem, but like, we had to fucking.
Why you say like I ain't no snitch, nigga?
But I really got not. So that's what I'm saying. For real. Like, so I didn't call him Whitem.
I was in uniform, but like, Shit. P.O.P. Hold it down.
They just say, yo, tell everybody to evacuate the thing and pull the fire alarm thing. I was like,
You didn't even feel right pulling that shit, nigga. It's some bullshit.
Nah, that was the fun part. I just want to see everybody run out the place.
Got me snitching out here, shit.
Sneaky.
But anyways, what I was basically trying to say was, your senses, you know, you can definitely smell when shit just doesn't seem right, when especially if you've never like smelt or tasted something before.
Fair enough.
Same way it's like if you've never seen something before and you're just like, something's off.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Or like when information is given to you and you're like, yo, there's like a lot of holes in this story. Like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, fair enough. But, all right.
But like it was just crazy that like with some of the women when they're like, yo, my family member said nah. He like especially the black women, they're like how their family members like, yo, don't say nothing because he's such a big important part of the black community and stuff like that because of the fact he was like groundbreaking. And like how impactful the Cosby Show was, and Fat Albert and all those things to the black communities.
Did he piece? Go ahead. I was gonna say, did he piece them off anything at that time? Like the
women?
Yeah, to like silence them up or?
Nah, man just said, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one that got like he'll tell him like, yo, you're the one that drank too much and stuff like that.
What you about to say?
No, I was just trying to say, like it's crazy how like families would say that to like somebody who went through that, and that was just making me think like, yo, I wonder how it must be being like I don't even know what generation this would be, but it'd be like a third or fifth generation like American like person, you know what I mean? Because for us, we're technically first generation Canadians, right?
Yeah, for our families, yeah.
So it's like we're growing up in a system where we have to navigate it, and when we have kids, we could tell them blah blah.
What's what? Yeah.
But for them, it's like, yo, they've experienced like a trash, like, they've experienced like a trash type of like living situation, like in terms of society, where like it could have just been more like through segregation and everything, or just more racist and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like them experiencing something and then seeing something as good as Cosby, and it's like, yo, like we can't lose that because whatever. Yeah. It's just interesting to see because it's like,
I can see it coming like, from a black woman's perspective, but some of the women were white, weren't they?
Yeah, some were white, some were black. But like the white woman, for most of them, it was just like the picture that was being painted for them is like a white woman trying to take down another black man and stuff like that, you know. So in hindsight,
Cosby kind of devilish stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Man knew the game.
Industry, dog.
Man knew the game, so the man was just like, yo, I'm gonna play it. And when that judge gave him that pardon, this guy just said, yo, it doesn't even matter.
Free at last.
Try to lock me up? Shit, I'm just going to pull up the pardon. Are you dumb?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So,
yeah, man.
That's the world we live in, man.
It's the world we live in still.
For real.
Not necessarily anymore. I'm not saying.
It's getting better.
But yeah,
well,
I feel like...
No, it's getting better.
No, I was talking about this kind of earlier, like... Yo, the more and more shit that keeps getting exposed, it's just gonna be harder to kind of get away with certain shit. Because now you're gonna have niggas that are gonna be pre-in.
That's fair.
That
no Me Too movement. That did something.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's privy to certain things. So it's like, yo, what else can you get away with? Because
even celebrities
now you have to just be more slimy, and it's like the more slimy you look, it's like, bro, you're really sick.
Yeah. It's kind of like with well, like you said, the crime gets better as fast as I don't know what the word for it is, but like as fast as we get more aware of these things, crime gets better just as fast. So it's a good and bad situation.
Because people innovate new ways of getting away with it, which now like a lot of celebrities, they get just sign NDAs now, especially when you come into their house. So if like, yo, if whatever happens, but you can't say nothing because you signed this contract saying whatever you see or experience, you can't talk.
No, that only protects you to a certain extent.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm still saying.
I hear what you're saying.
It's still something that because most people aren't going to read it.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean, but I'm talking about for celebrities. It's like they're going to figure out ways around it where they'll just get you to sign stuff before you come in, or they'll take away your phones, or they'll like figure out something.
It only works to a certain extent. It's one thing I learned in one of these law classes I took. It's like, there's only so much that NDA can protect you, but if there's a certain amount of negligence or like, where that person's put in danger or where they feel like they're unaware of what they're signing, it can be like,
Negated.
Yeah, negated or
Depends
the
how
clock's being
extreme it
broken.
is, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, but like I see what you're saying though. Yeah, they think
There's
in
ways,
ways.
there's ways around it, and I'm pretty sure they could figure out ways to be like, you came in, the camera showed that you weren't under any influence, and someone quote unquote read it to you.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like there's just so many factors that play into like into all of that having to be the case for an NDA to kind of like work.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, now it's like to prove all of that, it's like, yo, are you sure that NDA is even gonna do anything now? Because
You can get a
outside
lot
of
of
that-
information tossed out.
outside of that, it's like now there'd be so much people just more privy to say something like that. It's like, yo, this person's making me sign an NDA. It's probably not even best I even go then.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of on you if you want to go through it.
But then-
and usually when you're at a certain celebrity status, people are gonna still say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna come through," because I'm going to Nick's house.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't care. Like I heard the rumors, but none of it came out true because he wasn't found guilty. So
Like I bet you
up.
there's still women going to Trey Songz's place
Hello?
Or CB.
or CB,
CB.
for sure.
It's crazy because sometimes we bump into some tracks. I'm like, damn, that's CB sound good, man.
You feel a way?
This is R.Kelly. That's the
no,
R.Kelly
it's not R. Kelly,
situation.
actually.
That's
R.
R.Kelly
Kelly's different.
situation.
R. Kelly's messing with
It's
kids.
just extremes. It's just extremes.
That's the fucked part about it.
Mike-
Yeah.
It's because it's just that double-edged sword. It's just like, yo, like, it's like, yo, you.
Oh, yeah, Nick, you are talking to your mic.
It's like, yo, your morals are on some next shit. It's like one person, like, what's the severity of it?
Come on,
know what I
man.
mean?
How bad was it though?
For R. Kelly, though.
Oh, we're not going on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say for R. Kelly, though, like I feel like when you start messing with kids, that's when it's like, all right, it's pretty fucked up.
It is.
because you're taking advantage of a youth. But
then-
when I feel like when you're an adult, it's just like people kind of look at it more as that you should
you
be
had
more
a
responsible.
responsible, yeah.
You know, like you look at it as be like, well, nah, they took advantage of me because of their status. It's like, well, that's your fault by being infatuated by their
For
status.
being hypergamous.
Yeah. So